Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I've created a video, but I believe something has happened here in the last week that really deserves to get talking about. A few days ago during a storm chase in Kansas, near the city of Blue Rapids, Kansas, which I have personally been to several times, not storm chasing, but just for personal reasons, a storm chaser got their side mirror punched out by, I believe it was a volunteer firefighter down there in Blue Rapids, and the firefighter bragged about it over the radio, or spoke about it over the radio. I haven't heard the transmission. I couldn't tell you if it was bragging and whatnot. Now, since then, the Blue Rapids police chief has made a statement that I find is rather interesting. In that statement, he says that there were more chasers, or as he put, storm spotters that day that were making things more dangerous than the storms themselves. And this firefighter punched the side view mirror of a storm chaser who had broken through or gone past a barricade and nearly hit him. Now, I'm not going to condone the chase or spot or whatever. I'm not going to condone the actions of the firefighter. Honestly, that firefighter should be charged with vandalism. He intentionally damaged the property of another person. And if he really felt that his life is in danger, then that police chief, because there's clear video of this incident happening from a few different angles, because as he stated, there were a lot of chasers out there. It got caught on camera. Get the tag number, police chief, whatever your name is. I think it was like Wood something. And charge that driver of that vehicle with, attempted murder. If you really do believe there was an incident where this person intentionally drove at this firefighter, or a traffic offense for running a barricade. Either way, if you really believe that this person put this firefighter in danger, I would expect to see public charges brought up, or charges brought up against this individual. You can probably find the evidence chain to figure that out. That being said, this police chief brings up a wonderful point. As you've noticed, we've had a lack of chasing this year. One, in central Iowa, we haven't had a lot of storms. Two, I just started a new job. And if you can figure out where I'm working now, I do not speak for the company or the views of the company on this matter or any other matter. I'm stating that right now. Every opinion on this video is of my own accord. That being said, there's wonderful points bring up. During the past week, I have watched the number of chasers that have been beaconing. And at one point, I swear I could have walked from Lincoln to Grand Island, Nebraska, and never had my feet hit the ground. Chaser convergence is a topic that is getting big in our community. And here's the way I see it. States have started and are going to continue to make laws against storm chasing. Now, here's what I would propose for the state of Iowa, if the state of Iowa decided to follow suit with that. Any chaser that's not on a clear science mission. So that would be Project or Rise 28, Vince up there out in south central Wisconsin doing the weather balloon data. He's on a clear science mission. Reed Timmer, clear science mission. We've got professional chasers like Corey Gherkin and Brandon Kopic and Brad Arnold, who are sitting there actually reporting stuff in. And they are live streaming with Ryan Hall, who honestly, Mr. Hall and his team do more for notifications than I think the local weather service and the weather TVs do. Weather stations do. more people are watching Ryan than anything else, or more people are reaching out and be like, hey, I just saw you got, on Ryan Hall and you are an alert. I think those people should be left alone. They're on a clear mission. You can verify what they're doing. Any out-of-state chasers, if we should not have people chasing tornadoes in Iowa from Kansas because they thought tornado chasing would be fun. In the National Weather Service, Des Moines area, we all have spotter identification numbers. All of us that report to National Weather Service. So you're looking at the back of my rig right now. I report the big antenna on the front to amateur radio nets. I also legit call on the phone to National Weather Service Des Moines, as well as local sheriff's departments. I have a spotter identification number. Every time I call a report in, I give that number. This is spotter. This is where I'm at. So if you have an out-of-state tag and you're chasing in the state of Iowa, I think you should get charged. I think you should get charged with the traffic offenses if you're disrupting traffic, quite honestly. Honestly, us guys that are spotting, we should have the priority for, like, hey, we're on the side of the road. Why? Because we're actually on the mission to protect life and property. So if you're from Illinois, Minnesota, well, and I'm going to say, if you're from the border states and you're just over the border, there's where discretion takes in play. If you're from Nebraska and storm just came from Omaha over to Council Bluffs, if you're within 50 miles of the border, you still could be spotting for your local area, because NWS Omaha covers Nebraska and Iowa. So with some discretion, but with these state laws getting tougher and tougher, they need to take into consideration your local spotters. Gas is $4 a gallon right now. To get to and from work, I'm at $140 a week just to get to and from work. The other day we had a tornado warning just southeast of town, and then it went north of town. I drove 30 minutes to keep an eye on that storm. I was running those strobes. I was not disrupting the flow of traffic. I was not congesting the roadways. At no point did I run across any emergency personnel and disrupt them or what they were doing. I was obeying the laws, as I should have been, as we all should be when we're chasing. That being said, I'll run storms all the way to the state line. If I got a good storm set and I got the time and the money for gas, I'll run all the way to Chicago. But the moment I leave National Weather Service Quad Cities, I'm glory hunting at that point. And if Illinois goes, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm reporting to National Weather Service Quad Cities, and they're like, yeah, they don't cover this area, and they want to write me a ticket, okay, that's fine. I'm no longer in an area that I'm helping cover. So, and I run NWS Quad Cities because that's 2 counties over, and NWS Des Moines because that's where I live. So if I'm outside those 2 areas, if local jurisdiction authorities wants to give me a citation for disrupting the flow of traffic, or whatever minor or subordinate whatever law they come up with against storm chasers, I'm out of my area where I'm helping, so yeah, I would feel that would be fair. So states are going to start going that way, because literally having hundreds and hundreds of chasers on the road is not safe. The police chief made a wonderful point with as many chasers were out on that storm, the chasers themselves were more dangerous than the storms. And that's because people are disobeying traffic laws. People are blowing through barricades. I carry first aid supplies in here. But if I come up to a barricaded area that just got hit by a tornado, I'm not blowing through the barricade. I'm asking the deputy, the police officer, firefighter, hey, do you need any help? This is what I got. And if they say turn your butt around, guess what? I'm turning my butt around. I'm not going through. That is their scene. Now, if I'm the first one up to the house and I'm waiting for them, the moment they get there, that's their scene, they're in charge. I go after their direction. So we're going to start seeing with the influx of stupidity on storm chases. One, the people that are wanting to do help and do good, not going after the most dangerous threats. I'm already there. If I know where timber is and I know where all the big storm chasers are, I'm not chasing those cells typically. I'm chasing a cell that's less likely to produce. I'm 30 to 40 miles away because I don't want to be anywhere near the parade of chasers, because that puts my life in danger. I got to come to this home at the end of the day. I got to go to work at the end of the day, the next week. I can't go to work if I get caught in a conga line of chasers and I get hit by a tornado because I couldn't move. So I'm picking the lesser probability storms just so I can come home at the end of the day, so I don't take the unnecessary risk or I don't get blocked in by people. And that's not fair to the people in my community who I'm actively out there trying to protect. Because when I'm out there, I'm calling stuff in so we can get sirens going, so we can get WIA alerts going. So that way we can get people into shelter, keep people safe. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Police Chief of Blue Rapids, I believe your statement was to the point, but I think it could have been a little bit better. And I hope if you really feel passionate about what you said, that charges are to follow against the storm chaser that was involved with that incident, and or the volunteer firefighter that vandalized a vehicle. So if he really felt that his life and safety was in danger, then there should be charges. That being said, if he just smacked a side view mirror to smack a side view mirror, there should be charges also, because that's not right either. That being said, leave your comments below what your thoughts are on this topic, and we will see you guys on the next video.